Stand by for ludicrous speed.
Okay, my dear Greg Saunders.
Gregory.
Eagle looking great. Your dough.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders!
Wow. Hey, great.
I got it.
We interrupt this sound file to bring you a terrifying announcement.
Are you aware that you're leaking coolant at an alarming rate?
Show us the skills that have made you a media darling.
Well, I'm glad we got all that out in the open.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Saturday morning Stateline Show.
You probably never thought it, Tom, but you know, your pet might have named you. I'm Greg. He's Tom. It's your Saturday morning Stateline Show. I think my dog refers to me as.
You're rough beginning.
Rough.
Hey, Knox, what is your name for me? Blank stare.
Treat. What is dog for? Treat giver.
Yeah. I'm Biscuit Boy. I'm Biscuit Boy. You want a biscuit?
Ladies and
Oh
gentlemen.
my God, his ears popped up.
Tom Biscuit Boy Warner.
Oh man, I've had worse nicknames.
Warner on the corner.
Oh no, I should have never told you that.
Well, Bill
Did
told
I
me
tell you
one.
that, or did you just come up with that?
That was a Bill thing.
Warner on the corner. That's right. Third base. That's right. When I was coaching third. But when I was in school, a kid, 5th grade, 6th grade, one of my teachers gave me the nickname. He said, Warner, sit in the corner. Because I was, of all things, I was talking. Can you imagine that?
You were, oh, no.
So he said, Warner, sit in the corner. So my nickname for the rest of the year became Warner in the corner.
Warner in the corner.
Yeah, Warner on the corner. That was a Bill thing. You're right. I remember that now.
My teacher that really came down hard on me, I think was in 2nd or 3rd grade, Mrs. Kratzit.
Oh, geez.
Oh, she was a good teacher. And she, you know, nailed me down for handwriting was the main thing and talking in class. So one day she got so upset with me for talking in class that she took my desk and she brought it to the front of the room and put it right next to hers facing the class. But instead of letting it just sit right there, she took the big flip charts, put one in front of me and one on the side. So I couldn't see anybody but her.
Wow.
So I had this huge flip chart in front of me and a huge one to my left. And there's her desk to the right. And all I could do is sit there and see her or do my work.
You couldn't even text your friends. Okay. So and this is hindsight, of course. That's bad teaching.
I don't know if it was bad teaching or not. I think
here's why I say it is because when you get singled out. Now, see my experience. Warner sit in the corner. He was being funny. I did have to go sit in the corner.
Might have been accidental.
What, for my teacher?
Yeah. Maybe it might have just been coincidence that it rhymed. I don't know. You know.
I'm pretty sure he didn't like me. I know he didn't like me.
Oh, bummer.
That was just one of those things. He was always kind of busting my chops, always kind of picking on me. He didn't like me. So that to me was, and you could be right. You could very well be right. Maybe he just got lucky. Maybe Warner sit in the corner and then everybody else picked up on it. But if a bunch of 6th graders, I say 5th or 6th, I remember it was 6th grade, but we had a 5th and 6th grade class together.
Oh, cool.
So I remember that. But anyways, and I was in 6th grade, Mr. Rimby. Anyway, that kind of stuck with me because it really bothered me because every day, Warner in the corner. So, and that's fine. When you're an impressionable young, 10-year-old or whatever I was in 6th grade, it kind of sticks with you. And I think whenever a teacher singles out a kid for anything other than, okay, I'm putting Greg up here because he is the Class A 5-star student today, and he's the man, but everybody's looking up at you going, oh man, it sucks to be Greg. Oh man. That's why I say it's a bad idea. I don't like it. It would have been great if you'd have said, oh, I guess I'm the assistant teacher. Then she would have sent you to the principal's office. I guess I just don't like the singling out unless you're singling out somebody for a good reason. And I know that sounds kind of PC today, whatever, but having been through a lot of that growing up, sharing a little bit of myself, having gone through a lot of that growing up, I really just don't like it when a teacher singles out somebody for bad. It's like a parent that says, why can't you be like your older brother?
Yeah.
You know,
It's
why
tough.
can't you be a little more like your cousin Billy? He's got a job, you know.
It's like, what do you do? Because you need to discipline the kids. You need to discipline the kid who's being disruptive, or how do you do that without?
I'll tell you
singling
what
them
one teacher had a great idea. This kid, and it wasn't me, this kid was talking every single day in class. His name was Jimmy. And the teacher said, Jimmy, every single day you run the mouth, talk, talk, talk. I'm going to make a deal with you. And he's always telling jokes and all that. And this is a true story, by the way. Because I would never make anything up. Never.
Embellish
Never
slightly,
would I
maybe.
make anything
Maybe.
up. Never. Yeah. No, it is a true story. So what it was is she made a deal with Jimmy and said, if you give me 50 minutes a day, because the class was 55 minutes, you get the last 5 minutes to do your comedy routine or whatever you want to do every single day. And he's like, okay, cool. So the class ran smoothly, and every day he got his little 5 minutes. You know who that Jimmy was? Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah.
That is an absolute true story. And I thought, now that is a teacher who got it. You know what? We come down to someone's level at some point. You have to. When the level is not attainable, when the level of the 10-year-old or whatever is not attainable, because he can only go up to a 10-year-old level. He can't come up to your 25, 30, 35, 40-year-old level. You have to then come down to their level on some things. On some things. The bigger things, no, I'm sorry, dad rules, mom rules. But sometimes you just have to bite the bullet, swallow the pride, come down to that level and say, okay, all right, I'm going to meet you at your level and we're going to come to a conclusion here, or, reach a settlement or whatever. You know what I mean?
You got to
and I thought that was a great idea.
That's not a bad idea. Not a bad
and if Jim Carrey, young Jim Carrey, kept getting his chops busted, who knows? He may never have realized his potential. And I'm not saying that was the defining moment, but it might have been. I'd love to ask him one day.
Mom, teacher's stifling my creativity.
Yeah.
Come
I'm gonna
on.
sue. Oh, wait, it's only 1978. You can't until 1998. It's not in vogue yet.
78 or 79. That was about the year that Mrs. Kratz had started to try to put me in line. And I never really did get good handwriting, but yeah, I think it might have stifled my extrovertness a little bit.
Well, you know what? That's a good point. And I know we're getting a little deep and philosophical here, but let's just play this out for a second. That's a good point, because now it probably makes you more conscious of the fact that, oh, gee, I can't write. So now you stop writing. Everybody tells me I'm dumb. So now I'm going to stop offering up my suggestions. Everybody tells me I'm clumsy, so I'm not going to carry those boxes now. This is what it happens to a 10-year-old, 12-year-old, 15-year-old mind. When somebody tells you something bad, you tend to start believing it over time. And it's real easy to do it when you're 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, anytime in those young, impressionable years. But somebody tells you you're smart. Somebody tells you that's a great idea, 8-year-old Tommy or 8-year-old Greggy. Now you start getting confidence. It's all about confidence, really. You start getting that, I can do this. I can do this. Young Jim Carrey realized he can do this.
Yeah.
And you know what? Now he should be buying breakfast for the Saturday morning Stateline. Right?
Right. Wait a minute. Before I forget, let's write it down, because I forgot to add one last week. Mention this week. Jim Carrey. Okay. All right, there we go.
Oh, there you go. I was going to say we both got 0 last week. You can't add because you said I'm putting down my pen.
That's right. That's right. Big number of the week this week is it's all big enough. It's 75,000. 75,000.
Right on. Right on.
Yes. And this week's big number of the week has to do with tubes or teddy bears.
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're doing there. That's just not fair.
Tubes or teddy bears, 75,000. We'll get the answer at the end of the show. And as Tom mentioned last week,
Blinky and Stinky right here. See, I know the answer. The answer is teddy bears, because I have 75,000 teddy bears. maybe not 70. One of these days I'm going to take like Joann does, take my computer on a tour of all my teddy bears.
That's right. Well, if you counted the hairs on your teddy bears, there's well over 75,000 hairs.
Yeah. Tubes or teddy bears?
Tubes or teddy bears? The answer is coming up at the end of the show. We had a really nice in crowd this week, Tom. We had a nice turnout. It wasn't a huge turnout. It was a pretty hot day on Thursday, obviously. Again.
Oh yeah.
But kudos to those who made the effort to go out to WROK in Belvedere. They've got a really great facility out there. Wonderful facility. It really lends itself to a get together like the ones that we do for in crowd, because there's a parking lot to do stuff outside. They put up a little tent up where they were doing the cooking of the burgers and the dogs, and then inside they had a couple of fans blowing, so there was air movement. It wasn't too hot, and even though you were in a garage, it's a big high ceilinged garage. Plenty of beverages and food for everybody. So kudos to the folks there at DuraClean, D-U-R-A clean, DuraClean, at Belvedere over there. I think it's a Bell Rock Road. I think it's Bell Rock Road is what their facility's on over there.
Oh, okay. That's on the backside of Belvedere as you're heading towards Marengo. Is that correct?
The other side. No, the west side, in the industrial area between Rockford and Belvedere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a water.
I know there was a Bell Rock Country Club. That's what I was associating with it. Okay. And that's on the back side of it, on the east side of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but anyway,
good time had by all. Our good buddy John Berlin was not there. He had an excuse. He was receiving some kind of award thing at an insurance conference down in Knoxville.
Wow.
So he spent a few days down in.
He could have zoomed it from his car like he does every week or every other, or once a month.
He was probably at some party or whatever, post conference evening dinner party or something like that. So we'll catch up with John next month and find out all that he did in Tennessee. But yeah, kudos to in crowd. Had a decent turnout there. And next month, where will we be? I don't know. We'll let you know as we get closer to the last Thursday of every month. In crowd, largest freeform networking group in the Stateline area, and we'll be back to being the largest one again soon, because people are starting to network again, which
they really are. Except not to be the bearer of bad news, and you already know this. Masks again Monday.
Yeah. I'm curious how stringent businesses and such are going to be on this one this time. I think it's going to be a little more relaxed in a lot of.
I think so. Areas. They're not closing anything. They're just saying indoor masks. For example, when you go into the Family Dollar, the Walmarts, the Woodman's, Target, whatever, Meijer, don't want to leave anybody out, Schnucks. When you go into a grocery store, when you go into a doctor's office, you already had to at doctor's offices anyway, schools, government buildings. So not a whole lot is changing, except for the fact that it's a bit of an annoyance. I'll probably limit my trips to Walmart now or Meijer or wherever, just because I don't want to wear masks again. I can't breathe with them on.
Yeah. For any length of time, I definitely don't. I understand, like I said before, if a client will feel more comfortable looking at a house while I'm wearing a mask, that's fine. I'll put one on.
Absolutely. If I'm DJing, if I'm doing trivia and they ask me, can you wear your mask? Even Mike had said, could you please wear your mask when people are coming up, bringing up your tickets? Well, over time, nobody's wearing their masks at said place.
Yeah.
So I'm not wearing it.
And we're hearing how the new variant is more contagious than the other variant, but less deadly. It still kind of bugs me that the focus is on how amazingly contagious this new variant is, but they totally gloss over the part that is very much less deadly.
It's less deadly. So in other words, it's just the flu again.
That's kind of what I'm thinking a little bit.
We could
I know it's not the flu. It's different than the flu. I get it.
All right. We can get off on.
Yeah. Not.
No, I know. Well, here's the thing. Why is it that you have to get every year? Oh, have you gotten your flu shot yet? Every year, starting in November to December, January, April. February. Everybody says, "Did you get a flu shot? Did you get a flu shot?" And every year I say the same thing. No, I never get a flu shot because I believe I have enough immunities. And guess what? I have not been sick, other than the fact that I did have COVID. But the last time I was sick was about 10 years ago. I was sitting on my couch, laying on my couch for 5 days straight.
Yeah.
I have never, ever in my life been that sick, to the point where day 5, I was still feeling horrible. And I went to physician's immediate care. They gave me some antibiotics. And 2 days later, I started feeling better. For 8 days, I felt like I had fallen out of a 5-story building.
Right.
I'm telling you, it was awful. The entire time with COVID, all I was very lethargic, which nothing changes. I
Pain.
did lose my taste for coffee. I didn't have coffee for almost 2 months,
Wow.
almost 2.5 months. And then of course I went back to it. I do like a cup of coffee in the morning. And it was not bad for me. Now, other people are saying, oh my God, my uncle almost died because of it. Well, we have a mutual friend. I'll just give you his first name is John. He had COVID pneumonia. He was really, really suffering with it. And it's not John Berlin, but anyway. No. And he was really suffering with it. So it does affect different people differently. I get it.
Yeah.
And for those who think that we're anti-vaxxers or anything like that, look, it's for me. I don't personally want to take the vaccine. I'm not going to try and talk you into not taking it or taking it.
There's a lot of factors involved.
Well, there are, but I'm really irritated when somebody tries to talk me into getting a vaccine. Did you get your vaccine yet? Oh, no, I haven't. Well, why not? Don't you care about your people at work? Don't you care about your family? Don't you care about this? Don't you care about that? You know what? Let's leave it as a personal issue. I decided not to, because I don't personally believe the rhetoric. I don't believe that what they're telling me is true. There are too many red flags and too many discrepancies, too much misinformation out there. You can't tell me that the Delta
Dr.
variant.
Friend, do you know my health condition?
Yeah, exactly. You can't tell me that. You just said it a second ago, the Delta variant, oh, it's worse, but it's less deadly. Well, then what makes it worse? Are your toes going to tingle more or what?
Right.
I mean, come on.
For
no,
a lot
there
of people,
two.
it's more of a risk health wise to take the vaccine than not.
I agree. I agree 100%.
And that's where
Absolutely.
I'm like, stop it. Just, you don't know what you're talking about, because
you don't. That's right.
There's a
and I will
misconception,
also,
I think, about the vaccine, that it actually kills the virus or something, and it does not do that.
No, what it does is it supposedly builds up antibodies in your system. Well, if you've had COVID, you're going to build up the antibodies.
Yeah.
If you're commingling with people, you're going to build, it's called herd immunity. You're going to build up the antibodies. It's just the way it works.
The
the way it
show
works.
is going to be completely censored by YouTube, but okay, that's all right. Because we're giving all this misinformation.
Well, that is, misinformation. Ooh, you know what? You're right. I apologize, but then again, I don't.
It would be a problem if you were making money on the show, but since we're not, I don't care.
Wait, I'm not getting paid.
Your check's in the mail still.
Well, that check is a year and 4 months in the making, so it should be a pretty good check.
It should be a really, really good check.
At least $100.
Pennies upon pennies.
$2 a show.
So, we have, we could go on and on and on about this, but like you said, it's everyone's health is different, and for anyone, government body, a government authority, businesses, whatever, to put everyone in the same bucket and say you have to do this, everyone has to do the same thing, is ludicrous. That's the first red flag. It's the not to make it political, but it's the politics of equal equity over equality.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to.
I know exactly what you're saying. And it's not political, but it is the politics of it. You're right.
You will not get equal outcome, equal opportunity, but there's not equal outcome. Same goes with your health.
Yeah, absolutely. And I saw something one day. It said we were all born with equal opportunities, but we weren't born with equal skills and equal abilities, or something like that. And I like that. It makes sense. Yeah. Okay, it'd be the same thing as me saying, hey, Greg, I know you're not a Cub fan, but if I give you $50, will you become a Cub fan? I mean, really, what's the point?
If we gave everyone
I'm not equating
the show $1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
And checked back with them in 100 days. Some of those people would now have $10,000. Some of those people would have now $0, and there will be a whole bunch of in-betweens. Right. Yeah. That's the truth. And the same goes with the virus. If everyone was given the virus on the same day, You know, after if there 1,000 people were given the virus, you know, after 100 days, a couple of them might be dead. A couple of them might have never ever felt a thing at all, and there'd be a whole bunch of stuff in between.
A whole bunch of stuff in between. Do you know how many? And then, by the way, let me just finish off what I was going to say. I'm not equating the COVID virus in any way, shape, or form with baseball. So anybody who says, "Oh, you're comparing it to baseball," no. Pay attention. Listen to what I'm saying. But the other thing is, I know so many people personally that got the virus, got the vaccine, and ended up getting COVID again, or getting COVID. You're exactly right. You are 100% right. It is a total crapshoot. It depends on how your body processes it. It depends on how your interactions. It depends on so many other variables. One size does not fit all.
Has a huge part in it too. Your blood type.
That's right.
Certain blood types and almost are almost nearly immune to this thing. It's not.
And I have a friend who used to be a teacher, and she says she got the flu shot and then realized she's allergic to eggs.
Oh.
She wondered why she got violently sick for 2 days. So she stopped getting the flu shot. And then she realized, oh my God, I'm allergic to eggs because there's egg in the flu shot. Now, what is in the vaccine? I don't know. A buddy of mine says there is some sort of, I can't even pronounce it, so I'm not going to try. There's some sort of a something oxide in it. And it's a chemical base that they're wanting to get in your body. And this is all I'm going to say. It sounds conspiracy theorist, whatever. I'll do some research on it, maybe, and maybe have an answer next week. It's not that big of a deal to me.
No,
but it is scary. That's the point. It is very scary. I don't like it. I don't trust it. So,
all right, enough on that.
Off my soapbox now.
We had mega camp this week at Keller Williams Realty across the country and across the world. And mega camp is the annual conference that basically helps level up the agents that work for Keller Williams Realty, gives them a chance to hear from the top performers and the leaders of the company and give ideas on how to better their business. And kudos to Keller Williams for, again, putting on an awesome virtual mega camp. The way they set up their studios with the stages and the screens and everything else was really impressive. One of the slides that Gary Keller pulled up during his presentation was this slide right here, and it has to do with new construction. Over the years, you can see from 2005 to 2021, the number of homes built. Let's see, is it million? I think it's million. So it's not 1,000 homes, obviously. I think it's 1.036 million in 2007. And then it dropped.
Oh, okay. And this is nationwide. This isn't like Rockford, right?
This is nationwide. Yeah.
Right. Obviously.
Of thousands. I can't, where's the little thing anyway?
Well, I was going to say it could very well be in the Rockford area if it was 1,719, 1,474. It could be.
This should be, I think, in the 100,000s.
Okay.
So there was 1 million homes built in 2007 and then 616,000 in 2008. So here's your crash. Here's your Great Recession.
Oh, yeah.
2007,
absolutely.
2008. So between 2008 and 2018, that median home, that million mark that would kind of cover the population growth wasn't met for a decade.
Wow.
Over 10 years of not building enough homes to cover the difference in the growth of our population. So when you look at the inventory issue right now, it's not the only part, and it might not even be the biggest part, but it is a big chunk of why we have this inventory shortage right now in our country. So I just thought it was interesting to see it in a slide, in a bar graph like this, to say, wow, because I've told people for a number of years now how fewer homes have been built and why there's this shortage, and that this is a part of it. Here it is in the numbers. This graph might be a little bit more interesting if it actually showed the population growth too along with it.
Well, yeah.
The new construction is way down, and it's coming back. We've actually back to normal this year. The estimate is going to be that we're over that 1 million homes again. So kudos again to Keller Williams for putting on an awesome mega camp, and our culture summit on Wednesday was awesome. The stories that was shared about the agents and teams and such doing just good things for their community out of the kindness of their heart. It was always very inspiring to hear. One of our local agents here shared a story about what they did last Christmas for a family that was just way down hard on their luck and needed a hand up, and they'd slipped through the cracks. They had done everything right. They'd applied to all the social services and was asking for help, and for whatever reason, they kept getting overlooked. And this poor family was, I mean, I don't know, I wouldn't say they were on the brink of starvation, but it sure seemed like it. They just had nothing and needed help, and they got a hand up, and today they're doing a whole lot better and self-sustaining and all that good stuff. So kudos to our team at Keller Williams Realty Signature in Rockford. Speaking of real estate, I was telling you before the show started about an experience that I had this week for the first time in my 8 years of real estate. I've gotten really close, probably 3 different times, to having to tell a client, I'm writing an offer on this house also with another client. And they call it contemporaneous offers. There's actually a form, an Illinois state real estate form, that is needed to be filled out to tell clients that you're doing this. And I've had to fill it out for the first time this week. I had 2 different clients writing an offer on the same property. And I won't go into the outcome of the whole thing, but other than that, one of the 2 clients I wrote the offers for did getting the house. And that's a whole nother interesting story that I don't want to get into on the show here today. But if it happens that in a market like this, where the inventory is low, it's more likely now than ever that this might happen for an agent like myself. And in 8 years, the only other time that this came really close to happening, Tom, and I think I talked about this on the show, I showed a house about 5 years ago, Caledonia, so little east of Rockford. Showed it to 2 different clients. Both were definitely showing interest until one of the clients caught the neighbor mowing their lawn and stopped him to talk a little bit and to find out some history on the house. And the guy said, oh yeah, you don't remember seeing this house in the news?
Oh, jeez.
Murder, suicide in the house.
Ooh.
In the house. And yeah, so the apparently the guy was involved in some drug dealing or whatever, got upset with his wife, killed his wife, got upset and killed himself in the house. So both clients decided not to offer on the property.
Wow.
You couldn't.
Okay, so that brings to mind a question. What would happen? I mean, you are the seller, you're the realtor, not the seller, you're the realtor. Are you not obligated to tell your potential buyer, oh, by the way, there was a murder suicide in this house?
There are states where that is like a legal thing. In Illinois, obviously, if I didn't know about it, I don't have to say anything about it.
Okay, and you can have plausible deniability too. Like,
don't want to
know.
the property to find out if anyone died in the property.
Right.
So, yeah.
I long suspected that the lady that we bought this house, I don't know, 21 years ago, we bought it from the kids of the woman who had passed away. I didn't ask if she was, there you go. Whoa, hey, going up, going down, like a barber's chair. Anyway, I didn't ask if the lady died in the house. I didn't want to know.
You didn't want to know.
I'm wondering what all those noises are at night that I hear. Somebody making tea in the kitchen, you know. Anyway, I don't know, and I never did ask. I don't want to know. But I would think if I bought the house and I just signed on the dotted line, and now I'm out there mowing my lawn the first week I own the place, and Bill, my new neighbor, says, "Oh yeah, wasn't it terrible about the murder suicide happened right there in that back bedroom? Oh, you mean the one that I'm sleeping in?" I'd be real ticked at Greg Saunders. I would be.
Yeah. Well, I get it. I get it.
Morning, Joann.
Howdy, Joann.
Morning.
But I believe in the state of New York, It has to be disclosed if you think the house is haunted.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
for the record, I don't believe in haunted houses, and there is no little old lady making tea in my kitchen in the middle of the night.
if that becomes something that's required, you might as well just say that of every single house. Just cover your butt.
Does it have to be, because both my parents died in their home. So I don't know if it was disclosed when we sold it, but they died at home in bed. So they weren't murdered, but.
Yeah, I don't think that's such a problem, but the murder suicide, I'm sorry, but I think that's,
Well,
I think that's a problem.
If it becomes an issue, and I just, I always just tell clients, hey, if that's a concern of yours, then do a Google search on the address. Look for news regarding to that address. I mean, you can do that if you want to, but that's not something I'm obligated to do. And I really would rather not know if it were me. Really, it's different if it was, I guess if it was a property that was associated with a lot of crime and something like that, you do the search online, check it out. When it comes to crime stats for neighborhoods and addresses, though, you really got to be careful about where the house is, because a lot of times if it's anywhere within proximity of like a convenience store, your crime stats are going to be really out of whack. You got to be kind of careful what you're looking for and know what you're looking at. But anywho, all that to say, contemporaneous offers might happen, and it happened to me this week, and it was an interesting story.
So neither of them decided to go with the house.
Both wrote offers, and one of them got it and one of them didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anywho, there you go. There's my catch up, I guess, for the week. There's other things I could talk about, but we're going to move on to our Rockford information for the week this week, because did you know North End City Market is back on, has been going on all summer?
Yeah, I don't live too far from there, and I see it all the time right there on the roundabout.
Yeah, Auburn and Maine, right there next to Durathskeller, is the North End City Market. And we used to talk about the North End City Market on the show all the time. And for some reason, it's not on GoRockford.com, which is why I didn't notice it this time. But I did actually drive by it last week on my way to some home showings. And it's a thriving market. There's a lot going on there on the corner. So if you're looking for some fresh produce and such, you might want to check that out. As far as, let's see, click. As far as what's going on in the area, it's your last chance tonight to catch Little Shop of Horrors at Rock Valley College Starlight Theater. You can get your tickets at rvcstarlight.com. I mean, come on, who doesn't love an alien plant monster devouring all of our loved ones? It's a great show.
Feed me, Seymour.
Feed me, Seymour. You can purchase tickets rvcstarlight.com or on sites at the box office. It's right there. So check out Little Shop of Horrors. It's a fun show. And the dentist is off the chain. He's crazy, nutso, amazing.
Has attendance been good this year?
Attendance has been good this year. I don't know. Haven't heard hard numbers as to exactly what attendance numbers have been, but the shows that I've been at, they've all been, I would say, in the 300 to 500 area of attendees, which is good. I mean, if the theater seats like 880, something like that. So yeah, kudos to the awesome people at Rock Valley College Starlight Theater, putting on a great lineup of shows this year. Last one tonight. This is it. Last one. And then they're done.
End of summer.
What about Pinkalicious or Pink?
That was last week.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
I see the signs every time I drive by, and I'm like, okay,
there's dates on the signs.
They used to take down the signs when the shows were done.
Yeah, they're all up there yet.
Yeah. But
can you read the dates when you drive by, Joann?
I drive slower than you.
You've never driven with me, so
so I can.
You probably have better vision than me.
Perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps.
All right. I was gonna choose a different filter.
I just noted the dates. That's all I'm saying.
There's the TV filter, so people know I'm delivering the news. Ha ha. Gigi's Playhouse. They announced that their Portal Theater production of Shrek the Musical that was scheduled to be performed this weekend has been postponed. It will still be at Rockford University's Maddox Theater, but it's going to be in January. Out of an abundance of caution, the decision to postpone was based on an increase of cases related to COVID, and the folks involved in this production, their immune system issues are very, very concerning. So for the participants in the show, they want to make sure that this whole next COVID influx of cases that we've seen, it has passed before they do the show. January 14th and 15th are the new dates, 2022, for Shrek the Musical with Gigi's Playhouse Portal Theater production. Look for that in January. We'll tell you about that when it comes up. Let's see. Okay. According to a study at Georgia Tech University, or Georgia Tech Research Institute, your password should be at least 12 random characters long, including letters, numbers, and symbols, if you really want to consider yourself safe from professional password hackers. If you've got a site that you really want to be safe on, 12 characters, random letters.
Yeah, then you can't ever remember it.
I know, right? It's terrible. There are password management apps. I don't know how secure those are, but some people swear by them. Did you know that in 2005, just 16 years ago, Kmart had over 2,000 locations, 2,085 Kmart locations. Guys, can you guess how many there are today?
0.
17.
17.
There are still 17 Kmarts across the country. At least there was as of a couple of days ago. Maybe they're down to 16 now. I don't know. 230 million square feet worth of Kmarts have shut down in the last 16 years. What's happened with all that space? A lot of former Kmart's house flea markets. Some have turned into labs, car dealerships, driving schools, even funeral homes.
Oh, geez.
There's a site that houses now a large Baptist church, a bowling alley.
Shoppers, we have a blue light special in our casket department.
Probably the most interesting transformation of a Kmart store is out in California, where it is now the home of a weed farm.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Wow. Talk about your blue light special.
What about the Boxed Up right there on Forest Hills and Riverside?
In Rockford, yes.
It's storage, big time storage.
A back boxed up storage.
Yeah.
Used to be Kmart. Nothing has been done yet with the one on Sandy Hollow.
Sandy Hollow, and then there's also the one on East State.
And that's empty too.
Yes, it is. The one in Sandy Hollow, rumor has it, and I should say rumor had it, because this is 3, 4, 5 years ago. And you might know this, Greg, from being in realty. Walmart was going to buy that entire complex. It's big enough, the entire complex, and restructure everything, build a new Walmart, build a couple of little other stores there, maybe a restaurant or something like that. I would love to see that. That'd be a great thing.
Probably still should, because it's a
great
good
location, because you could have the 60-foot tall Walmart sign that you could see from I-39.
Oh, yeah.
So somebody, a trucker, a family, oh my God, there's a Walmart. Let's get off here.
And once they did that, they could put in a Cracker Barrel. Woohoo!
Yes, I love Cracker Barrel. I
know there's one already in Rockford, but it's in a weird location. It's hard.
It's very difficult to find.
I forget that it's there sometimes.
I know.
Right. I got a ton of random things this week, guys.
All right, no interruptions, I promise.
I'm going to run through these real quick until I get to something I want to show you, I guess. I don't know. All right. SpaceX is hiring for a spaceport mixologist. They want you to whip up space-themed cocktails at their Texas rocket factory at SpaceX, spaceport mixologist. We talked about Mountain Dew a couple weeks ago, an alcohol version of Mountain Dew. Well, now, how about Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew? A soda imbued with the flavors of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, for sale on the soda's online store. If you really love it, there's also an apparel line.
Wow.
I don't
Just drink turpentine. Same effect. Want to burn your insides out? Sure.
Oh, gosh. The 12th annual fastest mobile networks tests took place, and T-Mobile's 5G network won in 24 out of 30 cities. It's the only carrier whose 5G network is notably faster than the 4G network. I don't think that's yet true of Rockford, but kudos to T-Mobile for winning 24 out of 30 cities, being the fastest network. Mark your calendar. Smithsonian's Magazine's Museum Day is coming up September 18th. That's when hundreds of U.S. museums will be absolutely free. The term OMG.
Oh my God.
That the usage can actually be traced all the way back to 1917. I don't know where, but that's a tidbit for you today. Some cats are actually allergic to humans. Were you aware of that, Joann?
Yeah, I think so.
Cats allergic to humans. I mentioned at the start of the show that your pet might have also named you, so I'm not sure it's your pet, but
they just don't know what's bothering them.
Yeah, that's right. The majority of your brain is fat, so if you're ever called a fat head, well, that's all of us. Stop signs used to be yellow. Speaking of names, dolphins have names for each other. I did not know that.
It's interesting.
There's a name for the blob of toothpaste on your toothbrush. It's called a nurdle.
A nurdle.
A nurdle.
And it rhymes with turtle. And do you want turtle on your toothbrush? I don't. But most power outages. Most power outages in the United States are caused by squirrels.
I love it.
A quarter of your bones are located in your feet. I should probably save this one to talk about more extensively someday when we have a lot of time to kill. There's a study about what's in a hit song. And years ago, when I was a music director at a radio station, I came up with a formula to help me pick hit songs. And I always I always got some blowback from other people in the industry. You can't pick a hit song using a formula. I said, it's a guideline. It's not a scientific test. It helped me as a music director focus on a song, especially when I might not have liked the song. If I personally don't like the song, but it's still going to be a hit song, I needed to play the song.
Right.
Okay. That's why I came up with, I want to say it was a 5 or I forget. I didn't bring it up. It was 5 or 7 points. And if a song scored, I think it was 7. If a song scored 4 or more, I had to strongly consider playing the song. And one of the points on my list was, does the song contain a sound that is unique or hasn't been heard in a long time? Some kind of, back in the day when a rock song introduced the cowbell and has,
oh my goodness. Yes.
Right.
I'm sorry. You just thought violins in Dust in the Wind.
Yes.
The great violin solo. And the other one, Urgent, the saxophone solo.
Yeah, exactly.
They said that's what made that album.
Stuff like that. So when a song was put on my desk and I listened to it, and one of the things I was listening for was, is there some kind of sound in this song that I have not heard before or in a long, long time? Well, according to a study, harmonic surprise is one of the things that is an element of a hit song. Harmonic surprise.
Piano Man, Billy Joel.
Music is culture. Culture evolves over time. So the content of music needs to evolve as time goes by just to have the same success as previously released music, says Scott Miles, a neuroscientist specializing in how music preference forms in the brain. The study gets to the heart of what is a dynamic effect within popular culture in a very concrete and measurable way. Anyway, that's one of the things that caught my attention actually a couple of weeks ago, and I've been waiting to share it on the show. And today we don't have a guest, so I thought I'd throw that out there as when you're listening to music on the radio, or you get if you still buy CDs or you download entire albums of new music and listen to the I'm a fan.
I'd like to hear your whole list though of what you had, all of them.
I will
But
have
not
to,
now. We don't have to do it now, but
I will have to look that up because it helped me as a music director decide what songs to focus on and to play and what songs not to. All right, let's see if I can show you this. This is so crazy awesome. Drone footage of Angel Falls, Venezuela.
ooh,
Are you familiar with Angel Falls, Venezuela?
yes, it is. That and Victoria Falls are the two largest waterfalls in the world, and I think Angel Falls is bigger. I think maybe Victoria is. I don't know.
I'll have to look again just how far this is, but look at this waterfall. Look at how majestic that is.
Wow.
It's one thing. Brown has got
I lost my sound.
unmute.
Yeah, no, Joanne, I can't hear Greg, but I can hear you. Can you hear me?
There
Can
we
you
go.
hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
I think we're back. I think something got rebooted or something.
Yeah, you cut out right around
I
the time
think
it
we
was
all
doing
went to the falls.
We all got
We
taken
all-
over the falls.
Yeah.
Meeting is now streaming back live. Okay, we got cut off of YouTube there for a minute too. Anyway, maybe that was because we were using the footage that I'm not supposed to. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Boy, talk about Big Brother. I thought that was the government's job, not YouTube's job.
It's everybody's job.
It's nobody's job, actually. We're supposed to be in a free country with a First Amendment right to free speech. That went out the window a long time ago.
That didn't happen.
All right, so there was our
Next,
footage.
they're going to take my sidearm. No, I don't have a gun.
One more thing to share that's pretty awesome before we go to Joanne's often weekly tour of PAWS Humane Society. And let me just make sure that this is actually something I can show. The short list, the short list for the Astronomy Photographer of the Year competition has been released. Astronomy Photographer of the Year. Every single entry is absolutely amazing. And this is, here's the screen right here. Astronomy Photographer of the Year shortlist. See the shortlisted images from the world's greatest space photography competition by the Royal Museums Greenwich. And check this out. Iceland Vortex. There's a person in the middle of that if you don't notice that.
Wow.
250-degree panorama of the Aurora Borealis in Iceland, taken on a freezing winter night.
Man.
Absolutely stunning. The lunar halo. It was 16 degrees below Celsius. Air was filled with small ice crystals that made the halo possible.
So there is a target in Sweden.
Here it is. Harmony. Panorama of the Milky Way over the lavender fields in Valensole, France. The Milky Way. Absolutely stunning. This is a cool shot.
Wow.
The Buck Moon and the Needle in Seattle, Washington. How is that moon coming up over the horizon? The Milky Way rising over Durdle Door in Dorset, England. I mean, that whole archway thing there and the sea and the beach. Just so many elements in that photograph. Which one wins? California Dreamin', the California Nebula known
So
as
far, that one's got my vote.
all the colors.
Oh my goodness. That
In
is
the
cool.
spirit of the competition, this is the one that really focuses just on space.
Yeah. 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 It was kind of weird.
The magnetic field of our sun. There's
Andrew McCarthy. Wow.
Andrew,
Former actor, huh?
solar flare. Alien throne taken to New Mexico. Again, you've got the Milky Way and then all the stuff that focuses on the Earth too. Didn't know that existed. That place looks amazing. Break of new day in Austria. Apparently they're sleeping in like an igloo or something there. I don't know. Anyway, those are the photos that have been nominated for Astronomy Photographer of the Year. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. What do you think?
That was interesting.
Cool.
Do you know which one won, or did I miss it?
The results are going to be announced. When are they going to be announced? I don't see when they're going to be announced. Anyway, those are the ones that were submitted, or a short list of the ones submitted. There's a lot more. Okay, Astronomy Photographer of the Year winners announcement. Is this live? Live in 19 days. They're announcing it September 16th. So that's when we'll find out who won. All right. Well, there you go. There's your randoms for this week. I hope you feel like your brain has been enhanced. What do you got this week, Joann? Anything good?
What? I lost. I was sleeping over the atmosphere. I'm part of a group. I just joined this group, and it's kind of interesting. It's a scavenger hunt of it's a group of people, probably 80 people on Facebook, and they do pictures. They have a scavenger hunt for the month of August, and they do a picture a day. Like today's picture is something you love. So the people post a picture, and it's really I've had it really fun being part of that group. And, like different days were trees. I don't know. And they're amateurs, but it was really fun to see different people's pictures.
I want to say about 3 or 4 years ago, someone did a Facebook thing, 10 pictures in 10 days with no explanation. And a lot of people, I think it was supposed to be in black and white too. So just as you go about your day, be looking for something to take a photo of and just post it with no explanation. And that was kind of a fun thing to do.
So there's not a theme, like at the end of the week, it all gets tied together. It's just literally a random picture of a fire hydrant today, and tomorrow a group of kids or whatever.
Yeah. I remember taking a picture of the radio station with the tower in the background. That was one of my pictures one day. Just different life thing. I think one of them was, walking my dog or something like that. But it was just kind of interesting to show 10 random things, 10 days in a row with no explanation, just part of my life. See what other people were posting.
I know. I've really enjoyed being part of this group. I don't know. It's been fun.
Wait, your group of 80 Facebookers or this group of 3 here?
This group's pretty good too.
Yeah.
It's been like 6 years. So
I think it's been longer than that. Well, okay. But going back to the Todd and Shannon show, you and I were doing the thing along with them but you were only on for 15 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Well, you still were with when we were doing the thing at the radio station. So, but it's been almost 10 years.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I think it has. And correct me if I'm wrong.
A decade at least.
At least 10 years for you for when the
Todd You've aged so well too.
Oh, absolutely, sure. And then Greg, I think it's been 8 years for us on the radio station.
8 years
so
of this show.
I need to add to my years. I have to
Probably,
change
yeah.
my resume.
Yeah, change your resume.
If you're looking for something to do today and you love corn, there is a big corn boil to support the South Beloit Fire Department today. That's up at Viking Lanes in South Beloit, 210 Oak Grove Avenue.
On Tuesday. No, I'm kidding.
No, this is that was the other one that was a mistake. Today from 11 this morning till 10 tonight. They're going all day long.
Wow.
Wow.
Admission is free. However, cash only is accepted for purchases at the event. There will be ATMs there around the area. South Beloit Firefighters Association, they've sponsored this corn boil to raise funds for the firefighter training. They're building a new firefighter training facility and, of course, the equipment they need for the fire department. Check out southbeloitfire.com for more information. But the corn boil has live music, of course, food and drinks and games. There's a flea market going on. They're going to do fireworks tonight as well. Yes, yes, yes. Corn, pork chops, hot dogs, brats, beverages, both alcohol and non-alcohol. Admission is free, but of course you got to pay for the food and stuff. So South Beloit Fire Department corn boil at Viking Lanes. It's going to be a hot one today, so you'll want to drink lots of beverages. Don't overdo the alcohol, okay? Be careful out there. So that should be a fun thing today to support the fire department up there. And if you're looking for something to do with the kids, there's always Saturday fun day on the farm at Lockwood Park, Rockford over there on Safford Road. They've got stuff going on every Saturday from 10 to 4. Activities vary in price. A few things are free. Some are as much as $35. It all depends on what you want to do. There's prices for different things, pony rides and such, but check out Lockwood Park with the kids if you've never done that before here in Rockford. And as always, check out GoRockford.com for more information. All right, Joann, do we have new kitties to take a look at this week?
No, I don't know. A new.
Maybe a few.
Well, old kitties are good too.
Old
kitties.
kitties.
See what's going on at PAWS HQ this week.
We do have the pet of the week, who is AJ. This is Jesse. They're all talking this morning. I'll see if I can switch over here to AJ. This is kind of cool. This is a list of our August adoptions. Look at those cats that have gone to new homes.
Wow.
That is cool.
We try to keep track so people know we are doing good. We have a couple of Siamese or Flame Point Siamese. This is, I have to switch to his name. This is Sparky. And this is AJ. I thought they were brothers.
Come on, camera. We're getting
brothers that don't like each other. Oh, okay. She just said, I don't know if you heard. She said they're brothers that don't like each other.
Oh, geez.
I know all about that. Siblings that don't like each other. There's some of our kittens.
I just have one more.
And switch over here. This is a cute little guy. They said he was the runt of the litter. You can see very playful. What is her? I should say her name is Melky. She's half in, half out. You can kind of see these are what they call our Clark cages. That the bedroom is there, the bathroom is there. So they have so that they're not stuck being by their litter box. And then up here is Lexi. I don't know. They've finished eating. They're just really playful right now.
Yeah.
Melky was the runt of his litter, but he's I don't know why I keep saying he, because she's a she. Smallest in her litter, but makes it up for a big personality.
Oh, yeah.
Very beautiful cat. Phew. We've got a couple here. Another beautiful, I don't know. I shouldn't say they're all beautiful. Now these are a bonded pair again. And I don't know, we saw those 2 weeks ago, I thought, when I was here. The kittens are really wild this morning.
Little catnip in their food.
Yeah, must have been. Now, see, these cages are a little bit different. We have upper is the bedroom, and then lower is the litter box. And you probably can't see, but there's a hole that they can go up and down. So they get, some people say these poor cats are in cages, but they're very spacious homes.
I was going to say they're like condominiums or townhomes or whatever. That's pretty doggone nice.
And they you can tell they're very happy kitties.
Well, if anybody ever questions whether you guys take good care of those cats, they don't know what they're asking.
They don't know what they're talking about.
Tell them to take
and they're
it to
very
her.
much up. Here's someone who's escaping. Please go back in your cage. So I think that's about it for today.
All right.
Kind of a quick Sugar Bear. That was our last one. Sugar Bear looks not happy.
Awesome job, Joanne. Looks good at PAWS Humane Society.
And I wanted to mention we are open at Petco now.
Yay!
Petco's back in operation, so we have probably 8 cats over there.
Okay.
Some people might want to stop over there. And
Petco.
that's been closed for the duration of the I'm trying to turn around.
Yes, since the whole pandemic. It's been a long time.
But we opened last week, so
Awesome.
if you're interested in going down there and seeing cats too.
All right, getting to our big number of the week this week. We have 75,000 as our big number of the week. 75,000. We restarted the game, race to 10 last week. Nobody got it.
And we're to 0, right? We're tied at 0.
There were no points scored at all last week. So we'll see if we can change that this week. 75,000. The answer is tubes or teddy bears. Tubes or teddy bears? Give me your answer, please. In 3, 2, 1.
Teddy bears.
Well,
yeah, all right. We
Yeah,
got movement today.
Now
So
Tom thinks he's gonna win.
Someone's scoring a point. Do you know how many tubes the average household goes through in a year?
I would hope 75,000, but probably not.
I'm talking tubes and bottles of lotions and potions, shampoo, conditioner, hairspray, hair gel, all that stuff. The average household in America goes through about 216
Yay!
bottles and lotions.
Wow.
And his first thing was to go with teddy bears. I know it.
You're right. The very sad story about teddy bears is the fact that every year in hotel rooms across the country, 75,000 teddy bears are left behind in hotel rooms.
Oh my gosh.
Breaks my heart.
It's around the world every year. Yeah. So you bring Teddy on the trip and then forget them in the hotel room. It's a very, very sad thing.
Oh, that's very sad.
You know how many teddy bears I've actually rescued? I found one on the side of the road.
Oh.
And I picked him up, brought him home, and washed him, and he's now part of my collection.
I don't doubt that one bit.
That's true.
I do not doubt that one bit.
Done that more than once, by the way.
Well, that's kind of sad if that many teddy bears, many sad kids without their faithful companion in bed with them.
Yeah.
But I got a point.
You got a point.
Got a point. That's
On the
right.
race to 10, Joanne gets the head start. Of course, Joanne won the last one. We're planning on doing breakfast in
She
September.
won the last 2. She's won the only 2 we've done.
She's on.
Yeah,
there.
but last time it was very close.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
It was.
Remember, you change the world when you help one person. Be a blessing to someone this week. We'll try to do the same. Meet you back here for another Saturday morning Stateline show. Have a good
Go
Bye.
Packers. Greg,
Go
if you don't mind, can you stick around afterwards? I have a couple of questions, or I could just call you. Either way.
All right. We'll stand by.
Oh, they're
Okay.
going to talk about me behind my back.
No. It's a realty question, actually.
It's a really question.
A
Really
realty question.
I'll be
that I
sure to
have
give them the
asked.
wrong answer, Joanne. It'll be funny. It'll be hilarious.
Yeah, it'd be hilarious. Not for
All right,
me.
goodbye. I have to work today,
Bye,
so I
Joann.
gotta go.